If you haven't seen this book before, I'll link the flip through that I did of it in the description of this video. I have a full flip through and it's just stunning. So the page that I have picked is this one, and I have already started it. So what I thought I would show you today is these images. They're like a really light grayscale almost. They're really delicately done. And I just thought I'd show you how easy it is to add texture to things when it's already got the grayscale in for you. So I've already done one leaf that you can see here, and you can see all the sort of texture, the strokes, the lines in the leaf. And I thought I'd just show you how I did it on these ones up here today. So I have written down some of the colours I used for the background as well. I did do a bit of a soft background to emulate this, what it is on this side, sort of grey, ivory and cream colour. But for the actual leaves, I used polychromos pencils. I used the Earth Green 172. I used Light Green 171. I used a little bit of Chromium Green Opaque 174. And then I think I did just blend it with my Ivory pencil, so the Ivory at 103, and I smudged it sort of all together at the end with that one. So I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to start with the top leaf and then we'll do these ones. So I'm just going to give my pencil a little bit of a sharpen. Give all three of them a sharpen, or four of them rather. And we don't have to keep coming back to the sharpener. Give that one a sharpen. So I'm going to zoom in on these leaves as well a little bit for you. Let's pull you down. Are we in frame? I think we're in frame. Is there too much of a glare, do you think? Or should I move the light away a little bit? Woo, sorry guys, sorry. Right, I think we're good there. So I'll just pull my chair in. Don't move camera, don't move. Apart from maybe that way a little bit to straighten you up. So I am going to start with the Earth Green 172. And almost as if, do you know when you're doing hair and you're doing a realistic hair and you use the sort of the strokes, the flicking motions? That's what we're going to do on the leaves. So at this point, something had happened to my recording and my voice on the video was really distorted and just super strange. I don't know what had happened, but it continued like that throughout the rest of the video. So I thought this was too much of a nice illustration to just scrap and not show you at all. So I did time lapse this part and I am doing the voiceover. So you may hear children in the background of this voiceover. So here you can see that I am starting to fill in some sort of flicking motions on the leaf using the Earth Green shade, I do believe it was. It was the 172. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. So it is as if you're colouring hair or fur and you are just putting those strokes in. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to use each pencil one after the other and I'm just building up the layers on the leaf. I really love how this book has the reference pictures on the left hand side, because if I was given just a basic line art leaf to colour, it wouldn't look anything like this. I really do love looking at a reference. And I really do love when it's already got that grayscale in there. This grayscale in this book is a really lovely, light, delicate grayscale. So if you are intimidated by grayscale, this is a really good book for you because it's not really dark. It's not dark, but it does give you a sort of guideline about where your shadows are going or where any other sort of details are going, and I absolutely adore it. So again, because I initially wanted to do this video as a real time, I was talking through the video, So you will see a lot of hand gestures from me. You might even see a few pauses in the time lapse where you can clearly see that I'm talking. But I'm going to try and think of what I'd said and talk it through on the voiceover instead. It's just one of them things when technology is not going your way and there's nothing you can do about it. So it was either do the voiceover or just scrap the video. And I really liked how this leaf turned out. I really did. So I wanted to keep it for you, just to show you. So next I'm going in with this darkest colour that I have, which was the Chromium Green Opaque 174. Just in case you didn't catch it, I am using the Fabercastell polychromos pencils. They're by far my most favourite pencils. And I'm really comfortable with them now. I know how they lay down on the paper. I know how to get the best out of them. I just absolutely love them. And when you find your pencil that you're comfortable with, you will find that your colouring gets a lot nicer. It improves a lot. It's just about finding the right pencil for you. Obviously everybody has the preference. Some people really like Prismacolors. I find them too soft and smooshy for me. I prefer a harder oil-based pencil. So that's why I use these quite a lot. If you've watched any of my colour and chat videos, any of my colour alongs, you'll see that I use these a lot. So I am just going in over the top of all that grayscale, so where all those lines had already been put in by the illustrator, that's what I'm going over with all these pencils. I start with the hard pressure at the base of the leaf and then flicking into a really light pressure towards that highlighted area, because we are going to bring in a lighter shade of green shortly to go over the top of this. You will notice on the left hand side that my colours are slightly different, my colour choices. It will become more prominent that I've chosen a different colour when I put the light shade of green down. I think mine is more of a brighter green than what's on the reference. But you don't always have to get the exact same colours. It's about using it as a guide. It's about using it as inspiration and taking the parts from the image that you want to take from it. You may feel that you don't even want to follow the reference picture at all. You might want to completely use your own colours and do your own thing, and that's exactly what you should do if you feel you want to do that. It's your colouring book. The reference is just there in case you want to use it. I really love to use them. So it is quite a process, this as well. Like I say, it's layering up. So I had picked out 3 different coloured pencils. So I do sort of go in with all 3 pencils and then I go back in again. So you're sort of doing one layer with the pencils and then a second layer with the pencils, and it just builds on that texture and it really gives it a nice feel to the leaf. I do mention in the video as well, I don't know if it's the right word, so where I'm starting off at the base with a sort of flicking motion, a sort of hair stroke motion at the base, I then go into a sort of a bit of a scuffling. I think that's the right word, where you just sort of, you're not doing the hair strokes, you're just sort of doing a really light layer using circular motions. So I do incorporate both of those into this leaf, and that's just so that I get full coverage over all the white areas, and I mainly do that with this colour. Now this colour is the lightest colour that I put down on the leaf, and it is the light green 171. So as you see this colour going down now, you will notice what I was talking about, how I said that mine was slightly brighter than the reference picture. I think this is probably what I'm explaining in the video as well. but I think that it really does complement the colours used, and it really brightens it up. In the reference picture, I think they might have used a bit of cream or a bit of ivory to dull their colours down a bit towards the top of the leaf, but I'm not sure. So you can really see that's built up a lot of texture on that bottom half of the leaf now. It's looking really nice. You can see why I didn't want to scrap this video. It was really strange. What I don't understand. I just hit the record button as I normally do. It started recording me perfectly, my voice perfectly, and then all of a sudden it sort of switched to, it's as though someone had turned it to slow-mo, but oh my god, you could not tell what I was saying. My voice had gone really low. It was really distorted and really strange. I did try to fix it in the editor, but it just wasn't having any of it, so in the end I had to cut out all the volume and then just do this voiceover. But hopefully you're not too fussed and I'm keeping you company via voiceover today. So I'm going back in with the earth green now, just building and building up the layers. So we're going back in with the colours we've just used to create even more texture. This is a similar sort of process to what I do when I'm sort of playing around with my pet portraits, when I'm doing fur. This is the similar kind of build up that I do with fur. The only difference being, because I use pastels, I put my base of pastels down first and then I do my pencils over the top. So this editor that I'm using today, I think it did only speed it up twice, so hopefully it's not going too fast for you as well. I'm going back in with a darker green now, and what I'm doing here is trying to get more depth into the darkest areas. So I'm really using a hard pressure here now to sort of get the darkest points, which is looking really nice on camera actually. I wasn't sure how it was going to pick up on camera, but it's looking rather nice. I do mention in the video as well that if you make any mistakes in the way that you've thought that you've put a colour down too harshly, any of the strokes you feel are too harsh, you can then go in with your ivory pencil and that will just dull down any of the lines that you might feel are too harsh. That's what I do. I love the ivory pencil in the polychromos. It does really just smoosh everything together nicely. So that's me just tapping pencils, if you heard that on the recording. So now I'm going back in with the light green 171, and I think this is the last colour that I use, if I remember rightly. So this is just all about getting all of that white space filled in now. So I do use some hair strokes and some just a light circular motion all over where the lighter parts are. But I really love how it turned out. You can see there is a colour difference between the reference and mine, but I like both. I like them both. I think they're both nice. That little dusty brush you've seen me use, I actually saw that on Colouring Chat with Sammy's channel quite some time ago, and her and Kenny kindly sent me the link for it. I think it is out of stock at the moment on Amazon, but I will double check, and if I can I'll link it in the description. It's really nice for just wafting away your pencil dust and then because I wear a lot of nail varnish, I end up wafting the page with nail varnish and it ruins my page. So the brush is really nice. So I think I'm explaining that I'm happy with this now and that it's done. Thank you for watching everyone, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.